Hey guys, it's Drax, still injured, but this video is long overdue. I'm going to be promoting two people who have sent in blasters to me for me to promote them. Now the first one is Skullface, linked to his channel right here, and he made this Recon, which, if I had to describe it best, because it cannot any longer be taken apart due to the way that he's power stocked it with this PVC pipe power stock, it gets equivalent ranges to an Orange ModWorks kit with Stage 1 installed, but it does so without the $20 Orange ModWorks kit, which is cool. I imagine the parts he used couldn't cost more than $5 at Home Depot. But it's PVC pipe, it's power stocked, and it's very, very solid and very heavy, which weights the blaster much nicer, but it would be better if there was a stock on the end. I can't imagine why he didn't take, say, the stock from the Recon itself and mechanically fasten it onto here. But it's very nice. I'm going to fire it as many times as my hands will allow. It's got a very heavy prime, but it gets very nice ranges. This is a good primary for HVZ or a stock Dark Class Nerf War. I'm not sure if he took the priming locks out. He did not, so one would have to dry fire this blaster in order to deprime it. But I'll do that after this video. The other person that I want to plug is called Panoral J, and he's done a couple of cool things, and I'm going to show you first the main blaster he sent me, then I'll show you his ballistic knives and some of the gifts he sent me. But this is the bow he sent me, and it's very interesting. It looks like he's used two battery packs that are external and separate. It's got the bow parts attached to it, and a Raider undermounted. And what's really neat is the way this stock has been done here. It's curved PVC pipe, but it's been locked into the side in such a way that it's very comfortable as a stock, especially once you extend the bow. Now the one issue with the bow part of this is that you can see it's been epoxy puttied on as a CPVC half-inch coupler. And while that's great if you're going to single the blaster, it means that this is now permanent. And since there's no spring addition, it's really no different than my dark bow. Now my dark bow is nice, but I've since moved on and I have better ways to modify big bad bows, like Flying Chicken does. Speaking of Flying Chicken, I've just loaded a Flying Chicken style slug into this to fire the bow. What really makes this special is this is one of Panoral J's, what does he call these? He calls them Raider pistols, and they're very nice. He epoxies on a tab from the jam door that he makes into the Raider, and the prime is remarkably smooth. As you can see, the back has been cut off so that there's plenty of space here. The slam fire is preserved, and the Raider has been modded nicely with an AR removal. There's no real spring reinforcement or addition or an Orange ModWorks spring. It's still a stock Raider spring, but the performance is very nice. When I fire the Raider, I get good ranges for a modded Raider. I get about 35 feet flat. And like I said, the slam fire, if I hold down the trigger, has still been preserved. That makes this a very nice HVZ primary because it's like carrying a small Raider with a comfortable prime and a sniper rifle at the same time. The big bad bow gets very nice ranges. It just ricocheted off my wall because it's still a big bad bow even though there's no spring addition, and it's pretty powerful. I'd say it's hitting about 65 or 70 feet, which is impressive, and it's certainly nothing to laugh about. Overall, this is a very nice blaster. The other thing I want to show you is that there are two switches on it. One is located here, which is supposed to turn on a red LED fang signature. Now, the reason you can't see it is, one, the light is flickering and the other one is dead. Now, the reason for that is there are no resistors in this circuit as far as I can tell, and after about a minute of use they burned out. All I can tell you is that it was a very cool concept, and I may use it myself later on, of course, with an integrated battery pack. But it looked really nice while it worked, but you have to put resistors in your electrical circuits or they'll die on you. And it's just a shame because it was a really cool concept. That switch is down here. The other really neat thing that he's integrated is a blue tactical light right up here over both the barrels, which is good, and it switches right here. And when I flip that, you can see that it's a very powerful blue tack light, similar to what I did in the Tactical Raider. Again, the link to Panoral J's channel will be right here. And I'm going to jump to a segment right now that shows his ballistic knives and some of the gifts he sent me. The other thing that Panoral J wanted me to do was show off his ballistic knives. They appear to be made out of a craft foam and the plunger tubes from a Raider and a Recon respectively with those springs attached. He puts them inside what looks to be a hollowed out plunger housing like this. This is from a Recon, I believe. And he covers that in a hot glue kind of grip. Then he's put prongs here as well as an extension spring that kind of catches the catch. That was redundant, but it does. And then when you push this down, it launches the ballistic knives about 25 to 30 feet, which is very respectable. I think that's because of the mass. Now, with my hands in the current shape they are, it's tricky for me to reload it, but I might be able to. Part of it is the design of these ballistic knives, and then part of it is that my hands aren't working very well right now. But I've managed to load it, so I'll fire it again. You can see how the catch mechanism works. It's this spring that keeps this, and it's mostly the tension going up that locks this piece onto the catch from the original plunger tube. And when you depress it, it releases. That one didn't go quite as far. It only hit about 17 feet. But it's an interesting concept, and I thought it was fun, and I'm glad he sent it to me so I could make a video for you. The other thing that he did was he sent me 2 gifts, both of which were very nice, but sadly neither of which I could use. He has, and I think he made this himself, a parachute cord bracelet. Now the only problem with this is, I have a Coca-Cola bracer on one arm, and I'm currently working on a chainmail bracelet on my other arm, which will hopefully prevent more injuries like this. But this is much too large for my wrists, even though I have reasonably sized wrists. And because of that, I kind of gave it to my girlfriend, and it's far too large for her wrists, but she can wear it as a choker, and she enjoys that a lot. The other thing that was sent to me is this. It's Blood Rain for the PlayStation 2, and I've never played Blood Rain, which is a shame because it looks like a really cool game, and it's right up my alley. But again, I only have an Xbox 360, so I couldn't play this. But my girlfriend, the Draculina, has a PS2, and she's been enjoying it very much so. So I'd like to thank Panoral J for both of those gifts. They're both seeing a lot of use. And I think that's it for this video. I'll be continuing with more things that I can do with my hands in this shape in the future. As always, thanks for watching, guys.